Our fifth award is Top Company for Talent Pipeline. KPMG has demonstrated a strong commitment to building an inclusive future workforce. Specifically, the firm has been the co-creator and presenting sponsor of Major League Baseball's Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities program, which KPMG provides financial support for college-bound student athletes. The KPMG Foundation also started the PhD project in 1994, of which I'm on the board, and whose CEO, Bernie Milano, is here today. Bernie, with this organization in 1994, when our country had 400 Black and Latino B-School professors, has created a system by which we now have 1,200 Black and Latino college professors. He has the unenviable task of raising money to have him recruit your people from your organization so that they can get a PhD and become B-School professors where they will impact tens of thousands of lives. So if you haven't become a member of the PhD project, I most strongly recommend you consider it now. The organization is now serving more than 400 doctoral students. Bernie Milano and the PhD project is a separate 501c3. It has more than tripled the number of Black, Latino, and American Indian professors in business school. In addition, KPMG is a leading supporter of other youth-based organizations, especially GLSEN and Inroads. And I know we have some Inroads people in the House. Welcome. KPMG has extremely strong employee resource groups and was honored previously for its efforts to increase employee involvement in those groups. The company has done an excellent job of using them for recruitment, engagement, retention, and talent development. Accepting the award is John Viemeyer, Chairman and CEO. John?
Are you kidding me? I got to follow John. 8 awards, and I got to follow John? Thank you very much, Luke. It is a real privilege for me to be here. I always tell my folks whenever I'm with them, and I try and say this whenever I'm out publicly, that it is a tremendous honor and privilege for me every day to represent our 1,800 partners as Chairman and CEO. And it's a special privilege to accept this award on behalf of my partners and the rest of the professionals at KPMG this evening. And I particularly want to acknowledge one of our partners. We have a table full of them over here, but Kathy Hannon, who leads our diversity and corporate responsibility efforts. On behalf of the firm. So Kathy and the rest of the partners here with me tonight, thank you very much. John, just one quick note. I'm going to tell you 2 things that will surprise you. One, I never played in the NBA. And secondly, notwithstanding the fact that I spent most of my college career majoring in accounting and taking accounting and finance classes, I honestly tell people today, and it is the honest-to-God truth, that the most valuable courses to me in my current role as CEO at KPMG are not any of the accounting or related courses. It's the 4 psychology courses that I took while I was at Notre Dame that I truly believe I use more every day than I use my accounting classes. So thank you. You know, I'm especially proud to be recognized tonight for diversity of talent. You know, as a professional services firm, the only thing we have is our talent. All of the assets of KPMG walk out the door every evening and leave the building. And if we don't get it right from a talent and an inclusion standpoint, we're not going to be very successful. And it did strike me tonight as I was sitting there listening to some of the other awards and meeting some of the other awardees. First of all, congratulations. But secondly, if you need any evidence about the importance of diversity and inclusion to being successful as a business enterprise, then just look at the companies being honored tonight. Who do we have here? We have companies that are the name brand in every industry and sector that they represent. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think one follows the other, and I just want to acknowledge all of my co-awardees tonight for the great work you do. Very briefly, at KPMG, and Luke, thank you for the plug on the PhD project, which is a phenomenal effort that we've been engaged in for many years. But, you know, I think when we think about diversity and inclusion, good intentions are just that. They are good, but they aren't nearly adequate to get you where you want to go. And I think that takes a couple of key things. It takes a clear vision of where you want to go, and I think most importantly, it takes some accountability that you've layered on top of that to make sure that you get there. There are a couple of things we're focused on at KPMG. This is truly a journey. We're not nearly where we need to be or want to be, but being recognized on occasions like this, I think, is tremendous encouragement for all of us to keep plugging in the direction that I think we're trying to plug. There's three real things that we're focused on at the firm right now when it comes to building that kind of inclusive workplace that we want and we need. First is advocacy, which really gets to taking a very strong culture around mentoring in the firm, which existed long before I came into the role I'm in, and really evolve that to a culture of sponsorship. And sponsoring a diverse individual and a diverse member of our talent pool is very different than mentoring in the way we're trying to talk about it, and that's a key focus for us right now. Secondly is making sure we have the right diversity in our partnership. We've got to have, I think, our partnership reflecting not only the marketplace that we're serving, but the professionals that we all represent in the marketplace as well. And notwithstanding the fact that I think on some metrics you'd say we're doing a good job. We lead the profession in terms of the percentage of female partners. We're tied for first place in that, but we are woefully short of where we need to get. And we've got a number of things focused on making sure we right that. And lastly, diversity in leadership, which is a real challenge in the profession, to make sure we focus on that pipeline and ensure that the folks who succeed me and the leadership teams that follow our current leadership team are much more diverse than they currently are. We're making progress. We just elected our third and fourth board members, so our board is about 25% diverse at this point from a gender standpoint. We just appointed the leader of our fastest growing and most important business in the firm. Our advisory practice is now led by an outstanding partner who happens to be a woman, but we've got a long way to go. And again, I would just thank you, Luke, and everyone at Diversity, Inc. for acknowledging the progress we're trying to make and helping us in the journey along the way to get from where we are today, which I think we have a lot to be proud of, but most of the time I think is just not far enough, not fast enough, and we've got to keep at it. And I appreciate all the help we get from you and your team in helping us get there. So again, thank you for this recognition. Congratulations to all of the other folks being recognized tonight, and thank you to all of you for being here. I appreciate it.